So my husband Mark and I are organic kiwi fruit growers, and we have been since 2007. When I was asked to speak on sustainability today, I thought, what does sustainability mean to us and our business? And to us, sustainability isn't just about the environment, it's about all these four things: environment, the people, social and financial. So the brief was for me to speak about how we are environmentally while being financially viable. So I'm going to speak on the environment first. So we are organically certified, and that goes a long way to being sustainable in that environment space. Glyphosate, synthetic nitrates have no place in our growing system. We do spray, we do fertilise, but everything that we input into our orchard is certified organic and is natural. Sometimes a chemical component is more expensive. We can't do that. So producing our food organically costs a bit more. And you see that cost reflected in the supermarket. But that is not the true cost, because there is no consideration of the hidden environmental costs within that conventional food growing. Some of the things that we do on our orchard, we've fenced off our waterways, and we can see that by keeping the stock out, all our bush is regenerating, which is really exciting. We also run a small flock of organic sheep, and they graze under the vines during the winter. And that's part of our biodiversity, that's part of our nutrient recycling. It also helps with the soil compaction, because we're not having to run the tractor over the ground to mow. Our sheep, as soon as the buds break, we're producing a food crop, so the sheep can't be in there. They go out to the sidelings. They're our pest control, they're our weed control. We don't need glyphosate, we've got sheep. We test, we use science and data. So every year, sometimes multiple times a year, we test our leaves, we test our soil, we test our water. We have moisture meters, we have weather stations, we do a flora and fauna observation test. All that data and science helps us inform our decisions, but it also lets us see how we are impacting the environment. Access to clean water, and for us to monitor what it is when it comes onto our property and what it is when it leaves our property. Things like that are really, really important to us. Just one last thing on the environment and on being certified organic. We get audited every year. So the auditors come around and they audit us on everything in the organic sphere, but also being kiwi fruit orchardists, we get CES-free audits on GAP, Good Agricultural Practice, and also our social responsibility. And those audits can also be random. So we can have an auditor turn up to our orchard today and want to audit us now. And we welcome that, because that's part of us being transparent, and it's also part of that trust process that they can trust what we are doing. So the next part of being truly sustainable, what we believe, is our people. So my husband Mark and I, we work on our orchard, but we've also got a team of 4 other permanent staff, and we really value them. We need them, they're part of our system. So we pay them a living wage, hourly, but we also pay them 40 hours a week. In the kiwi fruit business, since PSA, we can't work on the vines if it's raining or wet. Some weeks they may work 27 hours, we pay them 40. If it's a nice fine week and they want to do some overtime, they might work 43, 45 hours. We pay them 43, 45 hours. They've got bills to pay. Those bills don't stop because it's raining. You know, they've got families to support. So we believe that by us supporting our people, we're supporting their families and the wider community. And we need a strong community to support our business as well. Okay, I was going to talk a bit about backpackers and RSC workers. I'll leave that out.
You can. Yeah, we're just going to carry on talking.
Nandos as well.
Oh, you've got Nandos' spot apparently.
Oh, okay, great.
Since he's not here. Oh, next one, yeah, sorry. Yeah.
We do rely on backpackers at certain times of the year, and they're really important to us. But going forward with the kiwi fruit industry growing exponentially, our labour and our seasonal workers are going to become more and more important to us. So social. We believe we need a strong community, as I've said, and so Mark and I both try and contribute to our town. I'm the chairperson of the Board of Trustees at the college, chair of the Ag Day, Mark coaches the sports teams, we're on a number of committees. We also contribute to industry-wide groups. And this is where we think the local politicians, all the money that is being invested in Ōpōtiki, it's going to make Ōpōtiki a more attractive place to live, which is going to give us a bigger pool of workers and employees, so it's a win-win situation. We like to share our knowledge and our understanding. We try and never tell people, like you said, there's no right way and wrong way. This is just our way. And here I was talking to a group of Polytech horticultural students, just showing them how you can actually have a sustainable business growing organically. We also believe that you need to impart knowledge to the next generation. These are our kids, and they have a little block on the orchard, and they do all the work on that block throughout the year. So they get to see the different workflows. It's also good for them because they do the work today and they don't get paid till the fruit is picked and packed and sold. So that's quite an interesting thing. But it's really important for young people to see the pathways in the primary sector, because so often they just see irregular work, irregular hours, irregular pay. Doesn't need to be like that. So what I'm really meant to be talking about, financial. So to us, to be financially sustainable, we believe we need to be producing a product that consumers want, that consumers need, that consumers trust, and that they value. And part of that is for us to produce something that is suitable for our soil, our land, our region, our climate. And we also need access to water, to labour, to transport. That is going to make us financially sustainable. We also try and keep our debt levels low. When we first came, we bought a bed paddock. We did not start as kiwi fruit growers. We planted every plant and developed our orchard. In those early days, we had no income. Kiwi fruit don't produce as soon as they're planted. We had 5 years where we budgeted for negative income. In those years, we had chooks, we sold eggs. We had a little barter system, exchanged some grazing for some milk and meat. We had a big home garden. It was hard slog, and Mark and I do as much work on the orchard as we can. He's out there now. I've been out there since 7:15 this morning. I was glad to come here. But every bit of work we do means that we're not paying someone else to do it, and that's part of our financial sustainability. We also try and keep our expenses low, which is increasingly hard with rates and ACC and tax and compliance costs. That's a big issue. Our inputs, our fertilisers, our materials, all of those costs are increasing. But we need to be fertilising to grow our plants, to grow our crop. So it's just balancing all those things there. We still budget very carefully to this day. We budget to lose one crop every 7 years. We're in the horticulture game. One frost, one storm, one hail event can wipe out our whole year's income. So it's a tricky business to be in. Just one last thing, since I've got some government people here. And I know, Mark and I had the privilege of going to Wellington and speaking with Kiri in the Primary Productions Select Committee, which was invaluable. But just some things that we need other people to do to help us be sustainable. Things like free trade agreements. We need them to be working. The organic standards. We need to be able to have a product that when it says organic, consumers know it is genuinely certified organic. The single desk seller in Zespri, essential. That is what our brand is all about. We've been involved with the rebranding of Zespri and trying to, create value for the industry. At the moment, Zespri is going through terrible issues with illegal plantings in China. We need the government help to sort that sort of thing out. But the biggest thing we need is our border security, our biosecurity, our border control at our ports and at our airports. We need that to be tight so that the pests and diseases aren't coming into our country and then coming into our businesses. We've seen with PSA, it decimated the kiwifruit industry. We have regenerated, we're doing well now, but at the time it was devastating. People took their own lives. In bovis, not to mention COVID. But all of that is essential, and we need the government help to make